everybody. Shayna Mogler here with the one and only Claudia Jordan. And today...
Our first episode.
Yes, this is going to be I think it's technically our second episode.
Okay, so I lied.
It's our second episode.
Okay.
But we are going to be talking about beauty, aging, anti-aging, plastic surgery, when beauty becomes your superpower, all that good stuff. I'm asked about this a lot.
I think this is a particularly interesting topic for us because how we started in this business. But first of all, before we get into this, don't forget to rate, review, and share the podcast. We want this thing to blow up. Tell all your friends. And listen, we are prissy and pretty, but we also get down with the get down. So it's going to be a lot of tea being spilled on this podcast and really raw and true.
Absolutely.
We are from Rhode Island, both of us.
Yes, East
and
Coast.
If you don't know anything about Rhode Island, girls from Rhode Island are very much they may look glamorous, but they are very much straight shooters. And we're both Aries.
Yes, that's
right. So
right.
it's a lot of fire in the show.
A lot of running right into walls.
Do you do first and think about it later?
Yeah, I mean, Aries are the firstborn of the zodiac, so we're the kids. We're like
childlike enthusiasm for life.
Yeah, and we're rams, so we literally just run into things without thinking, then we say nasty shit to people, and then we forget about it. But
they're like in 1992.
They're like, I don't forget about it,
right? But I get over things pretty quickly.
I get over it the minute I say it, but then the damage in my wake has been done, and so
that's not so pretty. But our show
pretty.
Today, we are talking about beauty and its currency.
Yeah,
it definitely is.
I have so much to say about it, and I'm excited to talk to you about it because you and I both started off in the beauty industry.
Miss Teen Rhode Island.
Yes.
And then Miss Rhode Island and Miss New York and Miss USA here, okay? So we are pageant veterans here.
Yes, yeah.
I judged and I hosted the Miss Universe pageant, so we know what we're talking about when it comes to this field.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, when you were younger, what did beauty mean to you?
I never thought I was pretty.
I didn't either. I didn't even hit puberty.
Crazy?
I didn't hit puberty till I was almost 16 and a half.
Girl, I witnessed your puberty, okay? Because you were in the pageant when you were 14, and you were very much thin.
I was 4'11" and 75 pounds.
You were cute. You
I was a dork.
You look like a kid. No, you were always very cute. But the next year you came back, I said, who the hell is this?
I totally grew. I went from 4'11" to 5'8".
And the curves, your face.
Flat, no boobs to boobs.
I was like, what the hell's going on? But it was overnight.
But because of it, I never, that's why I learned to shoot pool and play cards because.
You didn't feel pretty.
Well, because guys just didn't talk to me, they looked at me like their little sister or something, so the only way I could get guys to talk to me was to learn how to play, I had to use my personality, to get guys to talk to me.
Which is the opposite of what people would think about a beautiful woman.
Yeah, absolutely.
They would think now. They don't think about the journey. I never thought I was pretty because growing up biracial, actually, a lot of times you're a little bit too much of this for one group and not enough for the other group, right?
Yes.
So a lot of times
I hear that a lot from my biracial friends.
Yeah.
They really struggle kind of connecting to different communities.
Especially in the 80s, okay? So it was more rare, I guess you'd say, right? So I remember the first time a white boy in my class gave me a compliment. He said, you're pretty, but he said, for a black girl.
Yeah.
That's not really a compliment. It's kind of.
I had a guy be like, you're pretty. And I was like, oh, and he was like, stupid. And I was like, oh.
You didn't punch him? Shayna will punch you in the face.
I will punch a person, but I did. I was actually kind of I was like.
That's mean.
It was so mean. I was bullied.
And you remember that still.
I still remember it too. Anyway, continue.
I didn't think I was pretty. And then also some people in my family really weren't with the whole interracial marriage that my parents were in.
Sure.
So I remember one of my aunts who's passed away.
I remember in the 80s and stuff, it was still almost kind of taboo.
It was, it just became legal in 1968. My parents got married in 71, so they were 3 years into it being legal to be in an interracial marriage. So that's not that long ago. Yeah. So here I come, born 5 years after it's become legal for interracial couples. So I remember, one of my aunts, old school, and I remember looking at a cover of a magazine. It was Ebony magazine, I think. And it was a beautiful brown-skinned woman that was a bride. Yeah. So I was staring at her, I'm like, she's so pretty. And my aunt, so mean, such a bitch, she says, well, maybe you'll get pretty one day when you finally get some color. So for her, I was too light to be pretty.
Yeah.
Then I go to school, and then the white kids are like, I'm not cute enough. I wouldn't be in the pretty conversation.
Yeah.
So when that white boy told me, you're pretty for a black girl.
Yeah.
in my youth, I was like...
You're like, wait a minute, I wasn't black enough.
Right. But when you're younger, I didn't realize that, though.
Right.
When I was older, I could get what he meant, that wasn't that nice of a thing.
Right.
So imagine when I got into pageants, it was just such a weird thing. We were in the mall, Warwick Mall.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
Rhode Island Mall, I'm sorry, Rhode Island Mall.
Yeah.
And there was a model search set up for John Casablancas.
I went to John Casablancas.
Oh, they scanned
yeah, that's how I signed up for the pageant.
Right,
John Casablancas.
So
they're smart. They scouted.
They do. But luckily with us, we actually had potential because some of them do hit up women that have no... They should be in the business. And,
yeah.
So they asked me to be in a pageant or to come to the school and have an interview.
Yeah.
And I'm like, me? Like, I'm not pretty. I thought I looked funny. I thought I was funny looking.
I think biracial women are the most beautiful women in the world.
Thank you. But
end of story.
Thank you. But you don't really see that until later on. Like, you feel ugly because both of your sides of your heritage can make you feel insecure, which sucks.
my mom was dark. She was Portuguese. She was olive and had black hair and black eyes. Yeah, I'm Portuguese. Yeah, my vavoo's from the Azores, Jose Figueiredo.
No way.
Yeah, so my whole Portuguese side is dark, and my dad is like pink. He's like Benny Hill, and I got his shitty Irish white skin that's cracking. See, biracial black women age like fine wine. Where white women, we just like wrinkle like prunes.
I'm not feeling bad for you, Miss USA. Okay, like it worked out.
I'm just saying, but I wanted to look like my mother because she was my mother, and my mom was always wanted to be like, oh, but I wanted to be blonde and light eyed like
crazy?
you, and it's like you always want the other.
We don't have.
Yeah, it's so
girls
weird.
with straight hair want curly hair want straight.
Yeah.
Big tits want small tits, and big. Why are we like this?
We're not, and to get back to the pageants, for some reason, I don't know why, it validated me in some way where I was like, oh wait, maybe I am pretty,
which sucks.
Which
sucks.
Yeah, that I had to go on a stage and be chosen to be like, oh, or to have even other people, peers in my high school and stuff, finally go, oh, maybe she is. I remember saying I wanted to be a model, and like out of a movie, the whole lecture hall pointing and laughing at me, like,
why?
Because they just thought, you a model, like you're just a dork, you're like a dweeb with a bad perm, like and I was. I was.
It's so crazy when you hear it from the person, but then I know I do the same thing too. Like, we put ourselves down. Yeah. And I think beautiful girls, women, do that to disarm everybody else, right?
Yeah.
You want to you probably do a lot of self-deprecating humor to like lessen your shine to make other people feel comfortable.
Let me ask you this, Claudia. When did you really feel like, wow, I'm beautiful?
It was probably in my 30s, actually.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
In your 30s?
Even the pageant.
Through all your pageantry and acting and accolades in your 30s?
I didn't feel it. I was like, what are they talking about when they would say, like, you're fine? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? Because I didn't see that in the mirror because my esteem wasn't there.
Yeah.
And yes, the pageants were validating, but if you think about it, it's kind of crazy that we put ourselves in those positions to be judged by people, whether you're a 10, a 9, an 8, a 7.
Yep.
If you think about what that is, like, what it does to you, I mean, did you ever do a pageant you didn't win?
No.
Oh. So I did a couple small ones.
I've been first runner-up in pageants. I've had to stand and clap.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
But, like, I've been in pageants. I didn't win all of them. I did a couple smaller ones before I won teen.
Okay.
And the difference between what it feels like to win, which there's only one winner, and when you are not chosen to be in the top 3, like, it feels so horrible. I feel so bad.
Well, I was at Miss Teen USA, and I went from 2nd to 6th, and I didn't make that top 5 at Miss Teen USA. That's why I went and did Miss USA, because I was like, I want to make that top 5.
How'd that feel to you?
I was angry.
Did you have nightmares? I had dreams about it.
Yeah, I was angry. I felt robbed, But I also didn't understand what they were judging on. Like, I was like, what are we doing here? Like, why did I just work out for, 4 months and
the things they do to you too. Like, I know our pageant directors are pretty strict about diet and working out. They sat there and watched you be on the treadmill like, no, let's go. Like, get on the bike, let's go.
Yeah. I didn't really understand how I looked. In fact, I remember when I finally did hit puberty, when you and I had finally met, and I remember men were looking at me, and I just thought they were staring at me, and I'd yell at them, and I would be like, what are you looking at? Like, stop staring at me.
They're like, you're hot, 14-year-old.
Yeah, my mom had to sit me down and be like, honey, men are going to start looking at you now a little different. They're going to start You know, and I remember when I moved to Miami out of high school, I got with a modeling agency, and even though I was modeling, I knew I was like getting jobs and stuff, but I didn't necessarily look in the mirror and go, oh, wow, you're just so beautiful.
So you didn't feel it.
I didn't feel it. And I remember like a man, I was like 18, just graduated, like some 40-year-old guy like hit on me in a club, and I looked at him like, do you know how old I am? Like, do you know?
Oh, exactly. He knew.
You know? Oh, yeah. He knew.
Especially now.
He totally knew, yeah.
Looking back, like, there was so much inappropriate stuff going on that we didn't even, like, it was like,
oh, my God.
Got older guys picking
I'm pretty sure I was like pimped out in Miami and had like, and I had like no clue. I was just like, oh, you want me to go to dinner? Oh, I would love that, you know, but.
You like have no idea that they made you an escort.
Yeah, totally.
You're just like, oh. An escort. You're like,
yeah, I didn't, thanks
What
for
about
that.
times where beauty was a negative for you?
Well, you know, that's the thing. I think with beauty, and when I really kind of developed into a which I would consider a beautiful young woman, just the stereotypes. Then the stereotypes come, and then it's
slut?
Oh, well, it's you're a slut or you're stupid, or you know, and that really shaped who I was in a lot of my life moving forward, because I changed who I was for everybody. Like, oh, you think I'm stupid? I'm going to change who I am to show you that I'm not. Oh, you think I'm a slut? Oh, I'm going to change who I am to show you that I'm not. I'm going to change who I am to all these people, when I really should have just told everyone to go fuck themselves.
Go fuck yourself. It's not too late.
Yourself.
Look into the camera, Shana. To all those people that
fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself. Fuck yourself. All you people that I was related to, some of them, and people that were just friends, allegedly.
Yeah.
I will say that you definitely are a target. Like, no one wants to single pretty girl around when it's like couples. They think that you everybody thinks you want their man. It's like, I actually don't. I don't even know why you want him, actually.
Yeah, and then, you know, another factor that comes into play that a lot of women don't talk about is women competing with each other.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of girlfriends that I thought were my friends, and then it starts off friendly, but then it turns into like a competition. And it's like, dude, I'm not competing with you for your man. In fact, the dudes that you like don't even like me. And, you know, it's like, I never competed with women in that way. And,
do you have a lot of girlfriends?
Something I do now, yeah. But I mean, it took me a while to kind of weed out the women that wanted to compete with you, you know?
I know this sounds shallow, but did you find yourself hanging out with other beautiful women?
I found myself hanging out with men.
Really? Okay.
Men, just men. All my best friends were men. I hung out with guys. I had older brothers, and I avoided women.
Damn.
Yeah.
I have a lot of girlfriends now.
Yeah, I have great girlfriends now. Strong, beautiful women. But when I was younger, no.
I actually love being in a group of women that, like, everyone's kind of equally yoked.
Yeah.
I think when you see a beautiful woman that's insecure, she may surround herself with women she deems less attractive.
Yeah.
Because she wants to get all the attention. I love when, like, a group of us walk into a room and they don't know who to look at.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
To me, that signifies to me that everyone in that group is powerful and confident.
And, you know, and that's one of the things as a pageant director now, you know, I mean, I celebrate beauty in every shape and color. I celebrate women and their beauty. And I work with women 10 times younger than me. And, you know, I still want to uplift those women. I still want to make those women great, you know? I think that's really, really important. So another thing I wanted to talk about was, like, you know, obviously when we were younger, it was really easy.
It was easy.
It was easy to, like, I mean, I did Meet the Barkers, and I never wore makeup, but, you know, I was in my 20s, you know?
Oh,
because you see Pam Anderson now, and she's not wearing makeup, but she's in her late 50s. It's big different not wearing makeup in your 20s and not wearing makeup in your 50s.
Now the lighting is, as someone in my 50s, the lighting is way more important. I'm like, no, I'm not taking any pictures without a flash.
Yeah.
I need and when I was younger, like, there's no angle I was afraid of.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't have to worry about a double chin or don't get this back roll, this back fat. And now I feel
like, how do you feel about, like, the pressures? Like, how did it feel? I mean, when I was younger, I didn't really think about aging or the pressures of aging or the pressures of, you know, maybe losing a part of me that really kind of, because my beauty ended up shaping my career. I used it in pageantry.
You lead with it.
Yeah. I mean, I obviously married men that were probably very much attracted to me. But my career in acting, I was always, you know, the sexy girl, or even then it was the hot MILF, you know, it was always some pretty beauty part, which for me as an actress would get frustrating. You know, it was like, I don't want to keep being this dumb blonde. I want to actually, you know,
some
Haley
roles.
Berry, like, shave my head and, like, do something cool, you know, but I could never break that stereotype.
Well, I think they don't want to look at you in a different way.
Yeah.
And then there's been a few actresses that the lady that played a monster.
Charlize Theron.
She killed that.
Yeah. But I mean, that's for a beautiful woman like that to get the opportunity to make herself unattractive.
Because no one believes that. Yeah. To pull it off. I think there's immense pressure to keep up an unrealistic beauty standard.
Yeah.
I think what we're feeling now in our 50s is what probably the average woman was feeling looking at us when we were in our 20s.
Sure.
You know, and now we're just kind of getting a taste of what that felt like for them. You know, like they want us to look like the pictures of us that we took in 1990s, in the early 2000s. Man. And I remember
I have people every day, they're like, what'd you do to your face? And I'm like,
me too.
I'm like, I don't know, man. 30 years have gone by. I'm like, I've had 3 kids.
Gained weight, aged, lived,
stress.
been through some trauma.
Yeah.
I remember when I did get filler the first time, and I remember feeling sad.
Yeah.
I felt like, wow, like I never saw myself as someone that would have to do something to maintain a look. I thought I'd always look the same forever.
Yeah.
And it was a reality I was seeing in my pictures. I would see the sagging, I would see my face changing. And I'm like, well, if that is what's leading, this is what's giving me income.
Yeah.
I have no choice but to maintain this.
Yeah.
And I figured,
I think the pressures of Hollywood also are much different than, say, the average woman working 9 to 5 in an office when you're have to be in front of the camera. I think that's definitely. I started doing Botox when I was 26, but no one even knew. No one even knew. And I just had for little lines here, and no one knew because I would only have to do it once a year. You know, it was so minuscule.
It's every 3 months.
But now it's like clockwork. But I remember when I finally told people that I did it, and they were like, "Oh, we knew it the whole time. Your face is so frozen." I'm like, you haven't even known for
the
10
whole time.
years. Yeah.
I really hate that. I remember feeling sad about it because I felt like I was cheating.
Yeah.
And I pride myself on being a natural beauty, a natural looking person.
I think people in women, though, have a very distorted understanding of plastic surgery, what Botox is, what filler is, what lasers are. Yeah, they think Botox is filler. Women have a very... I think people in general just have very misunderstanding of what different things different women are doing to their faces.
Right,
it's very, very different.
And now men.
Yeah, and now men. Yeah.
And I seen a guy with the worst lip job the other day. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
And the lips, though, definitely evolved, I think. Yes. The lips weren't as a big of a thing when I think, were even in our 30s.
No one was doing. Well, I knew one pageant girl that was. Yeah. I don't want to say her name. But
I feel like the last 10 years, the lips have really, really
everyone's doing it now.
Out. I think getting your lips done is the most painful thing in the planet.
Yeah, I had a couple shots done, and I could not believe how much it hurt. It took me 3 hours to get through the process sometime because every shot hurt. Yeah, I did it twice because I felt like I lost volume in my lips, and I think that's where it definitely makes you look older around your mouth when your lips get really small. Yeah. But then you get dragged for it.
How do you feel about Pam Anderson and
the no makeup thing
and all her no makeup? People ask me would you ever do it? And I'm just like, it's not that I would. I prefer wearing no makeup, especially as I age. I feel I look better with less makeup. But I don't know if that's my whole jam either. I do, because I do love pageantry and I do love glamour and I do love that. But I celebrate, what she's doing. I think she's empowering a lot of women, and it's cool. But it's not necessarily for me.
It's not for me either. I can do minimal. Maybe a little something on my lips and eyes and call it a day. I mean, if that's what she wants to do. After I saw her documentary, I had a lot more respect for her. What she's been through and how she's been such. They didn't really ever care about what she felt like and what she thought. They only cared about her look. So I get why she's doing it. It's almost not a protest. I'm sick of that shit.
Yeah.
But sometimes I see, I'm like, damn, Pam.
And
You know, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I see, I'm like, whoa, and I'm like, we forget what a 50-something-year-old woman, especially super, super light like that, what the natural aging process is, because we're so in a fake world. We're used to someone that's 60 years old.
I just want to be the best version of myself at every age. Whatever that means to me.
So you don't want to look 25 ever?
I don't know. I don't want to look 25 anymore. I actually don't mind my aging. I mean, I'm going to do things to try
slow it down.
Yeah, to slow it down, to make myself feel. But it's going to be for me. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be for my man. It's not going to be for Hollywood. It's going to be for me, so I can feel good in my own skin.
Have you ever had a time where you saw a picture of yourself or saw yourself on film where you were like, "Oh my God"?
Oh yeah, for sure. I did so much nude modeling too. Mm-hmm. And it was just in seeing sometimes an older sexy girl, just not attractive. You know, you're like, that is not attractive. I didn't like, that is,
you mean now?
No, now's like, I mean, I'm really comfortable with who I am now, but I saw like a photo shoot and I just was like, God, I don't like that. Like, that is not attractive, you know?
I think there's a lot of correlation between how you're feeling and what you feel like you look like. Yeah. I went through a really bad depression. I was like suicidal. I was really going through it. And I remember looking in the mirror and I did not see a pretty person. I saw someone that was hideous. And I looked in the mirror and I said, there's no way I'll be able to work ever in this business unless I got a full like makeover facelift. I really thought that. And people would still see me the way they saw me. But in my mind, because I was so depressed, I felt so ugly and worthless. And I felt like I saw a monster in the mirror.
For me, real beauty comes from self-esteem, right? It comes from confidence. And if your confidence is shot and your self-esteem is shot, it doesn't matter. Claudia, you're one of the most beautiful women in the world. There isn't a time you could ever look disgusting but if you feel that way internally, there's nothing I can say.
Nothing.
There's no movie role. There's no anything that's going to make you not feel that way. I always tell women, like, at the end of the day, you have to do that self-care, that self-work. And because it doesn't matter. You know, I personally love like med spas. I just love them. I'm like, I love trying new lasers. I love, I don't have like, ladies, I'm going to go through everything that I've done. So you can all like, we can go through everything that I've done. So,
on the podcast, we should list it like it should be.
I'll go over everything that I've done so everyone can know.
You look very natural.
Well, I've worked with all different in LA, all different plastic surgeons, all different med spas, cause they want to do social media. They want to showcase a new laser, might be for something different. And I have and everyone has different things that they want to work on. I'm really fair. I have sun damage, so I go get like, light and bright lasers and try to get the sunspots and shit off my face because I don't like it. I just don't like it. But for me, one of my best friends is Dr. Ben Tolley. He's a plastic surgeon. He's a facial plastic surgeon.
Oh, I need him.
So he's amazing.
Tighten his jawline up, please, Dr. Ben.
He is just like, just amazing plastic surgeon. And he was like, Shayna, like, do you want to do something with me? And I was like, yeah, what do I need? And man, he like was like, I was like,
oh my God, how does that make you feel when they put lines in it? They talk you up.
I was just like, well, I just trusted him immensely. So with Dr. Bentali, I did it because I had done fillers. I never really liked them.
You can't do them too many times though.
Yeah,
because it starts having the opposite effect and starts dragging your face down. So I had all mine dissolved.
I had all mine dissolved because so I don't have any fillers in my face now. I don't need them now either. But I always did Botox about like once a year and then like every 6 months, something like that.
So what did he do for you?
So I did what he has like an aura lift. So I did sort of like a mini facelift and I did a lip lift. And so they go in through your nose and they lift lift up a little bit. So I don't really need to get filler in my lips or stuff anymore.
That's better probably.
Yeah, it's a 3-month healing process. It takes a long time. And then he just did he did an aura lift and snatched like my jawline and my neck.
Okay, what does that do? Like, is it like, does he cut you?
It's like, like they go in through the back of your hairline back here and they just like lift.
That's right. So, I got the jowls thing.
Well, that's the first thing that really like ages women is like the jowls, right? Yep. But yeah, they snatch all that.
What's the recovery on that?
That's only like 6 weeks. That's super quick. That's like really easy.
Damn, I start my vacation tomorrow.
That's like
I have 2.5 weeks. Should I do it?
You don't even need it.
Yes, girl, gobble. Like, look at this. I do, and I
don't even need it.
I did a film, and they had a premiere here in Dallas, and I went. I was in the back of the theater because I was on crutches, and my shot came up, a close up, and it was overhead lighting, and I heard everyone in the audience go, gasp, like,
you're crazy.
I gained 30 pounds my first moved to I was fucking hideous. And that day, I got on Ozempic after that, like the next week.
Oh my God. Well, that was a big struggle with me, I think, more than anything. But real long story short, that's what I had. I've never had a nose job. I don't have breast implants. I've never had
your boobs look good, your boobs look like you had them done.
Thank you.
I get that too.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm a girl.
This is
they're
the
in
Texas
there.
situation.
That's good.
You want a boob job? Come to Texas. You'll gain 30 pounds. Eat almonds and pistachios. It goes right to the boobs.
Almonds and pistachios.
People think I have a boob job. I'm like, no.
They always think I have my boobs but I don't have breast implants. I don't. I never think I have cheek implants. I think I have filler. But I just had an aura lift and a lip lift with Dr. Bentali, and I go get lasers. So I've had like Morpheus. I've done like.
I heard that hurts a lot.
It does hurt. It does hurt. I'm not gonna lie there.
Tell the people what Morpheus does.
Morpheus uses like, I want to say like nanotechnology. It's like an electrical current. So it's basically like a little stamp with almost like 1,000 tiny little needles in it. And they can actually control the depth of the needle. So they can do it on the face, they can do it on the stomach, they can do it on the buttocks and thighs, depending on the needle. And it uses like an electro current that goes through all the needles, causes sort of like a under the skin sort of damage. And then your skin produces the new collagen and heals the skin and tightens, tones. And then you start producing collagen. So not over just like 8 weeks, but over like months, your skin's constantly regenerating and getting younger and prettier.
But it hurts.
It hurts, yeah. But they numb you. You have to sit there for like an hour. But if they just do it real fast, you're good.
Can you be drunk in there or high?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, drunk, sure. High might make it more. Maybe like feel a little more.
A little weed, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, it depends how it makes you feel. Maybe it might make it hurt more.
Oh, damn it.
But you know.
So we do all these things, and we're sharing these things because I feel like. I feel like there's people watching right now that's probably like, oh, rolling our eyes, like, oh, poor things. You had to get a procedure done for your life.
This is the thing, though. I celebrate women in every arena. So if being all natural and just aging your natural, graceful self, I love it. I'm here for it. I'm going to support you. If, you want to go get a little zhuzh and you want a little nip and tuck, I'm going to support you. It's such a personal journey. It's such a personal thing that no one has the right really to tell someone, what's wrong, in my opinion.
We don't have that luxury to just age naturally, though. Because we judge and make our money from how we look, right?
True.
So, like, you fall off a little bit, then there's another younger, 10 years younger, 20 years younger, beautiful blonde, beautiful biracial girl, whatever, that is right there, ready to, and half the rate.
Yeah.
So, you want to compete. So I feel like I have no choice. I feel like I'm a gerbil, a hamster on the wheel that I can't get off. Because if I get off, then I fall off and then I'm not working anymore. Unless you try to get into other areas where I want to do more producing behind the scenes or more personality-based stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, I definitely feel like
that's why I love the Real Housewives franchises that you were on because, it was funny to me because I was up for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills when Yolanda got it.
Oh, wow.
And I went to producers and...
You've been great on that show.
But they told me I was too young. They were like, you're too, and I was like, are you, now I'm too fucking young? Like, are you kidding? And
isn't that crazy?
Yeah. And now I was up for the Real Housewives of Rhode Island and they went younger and I'm like, now I'm too fucking old. So,
well, who knows? There could possibly be a show here in Dallas.
Yeah. You never know.
You never know.
You never know what could happen. But
imagine if we were both on the same.
It's always one thing though. And that's what would happen too. I would end up going out in Hollywood for auditions for like cougar roles. And they were like, you're too young looking for for a cougar, but you're too old for, a leading role. So
do you regret any of the procedures?
I don't regret one of them. The best one that I ever had done, and I'll tell you, was I had a mommy makeover on my stomach. Because I had 3 C-sections, and I had what's called rectidiastasis, which is where after you're pregnant, the stomach muscles stretch and they never go back. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter like how many sit-ups I was working out 3 hours a day. There's just nothing. And they go in and they take those stomach muscles and they literally stitch them together like a corset. They corset your stomach muscles back together, and they kind of revised my C-scar because a lot of women with C-sections will get like where their C-scar is, like their tummies will go over it, and you can't fix it. And that was one of the most self-empowering procedures I ever did. And I there's a lot of women who, after pregnancies and C-sections with rectidiastasis, that was just life-changing for me.
I had bags underneath my eyes.
Yeah.
Since I was a little kid, since I was a baby, actually. And I remember I saw a picture of my brother as a baby. I'm like, oh, my God, Mom, Larry's bags were so bad. They were so puffy. Like, he was born looking tired. My mom's cracking up laughing. She's like, that's not your brother.
That's you.
That's you. I was like, what? I remember when I first moved to Hollywood. And in modeling, when I first started modeling, I definitely, like, it was just always puffy right there.
Yeah.
And I remember going to a casting director in Hollywood, and she was so mean. I was 24 years old, and she's like, "Oh my God, I've never seen bags on someone your age like that bad."
Yeah.
What's wrong
I
with
have
you?
a lot of girlfriends who've had the under eye bag surgery.
That's $2,500 I could have spent.
Soap opera stars, like, just, I mean, that's a big one for a lot of
they
people.
They just went in there, they just scoop out it's an extra fat pad right there. They took it out. It was like the recovery was amazing, and it just made me look so much younger, and I didn't have to do anything else for a very long time. So that was one I would highly recommend. It was $2,500, and they just, I went home the same day. It was just, just have to be careful to not get it infected. But it made a huge difference in my esteem.
Yeah.
Because I feel like every picture I was like, okay, immediately you have to touch that up. And for like 20 years, no bags. Yeah. It was that I really liked. So I feel like I wonder about this beauty thing because being that the first 50 years of, how old are you now?
50.
Okay, first 50 and 52 years of our lives, beauty has been at the forefront. Mm-hmm. And it's something I've been thinking about a lot lately because I know I still am pretty, but I'm not what I was 20, 30 years ago or even 10 years ago, right? So I just wonder, what that feels like. I remember meeting an aged out model in Hollywood, and we talked, and she said, it was a cautionary tale. She said, I did all kinds of campaigns. I made so much money off my face, and I never saved any money. And she goes, the only asset I have is these leather pants. That's all I own. And it was the saddest story ever because she was out here like she never really developed any other kind of skills because it was always easy to make money because of her looks. And I wonder, how do you deal with that? How do you reckon? How do you pivot? Because it's, you could say life's a little easier when you have that.
Sure, yeah.
And now to be at that age and try to pick up and learn a new skill.
Yeah.
That's got to be devastating for some women that did not pivot earlier.
Sure.
To make sure they're straight.
Well, a couple of things on that, Claudia, for me, like I even just sat down with my kids and I was just like, hey, no one ever taught me how to take care of my money, so I'm going to teach you. I think that's a huge thing. That's a whole other show. But then, I think that's where, doing the inner work and like kind of really learning to love yourself in every facet, every age that takes work. That takes, for me, like, visualization and still working out, still taking good care of yourself. I think those are really key components. How do you feel about it?
I agree with you. I think you have to, I went through this kind of self-help class. It was 3 days long. It's kind of like, it's called, they have something called MITT training. And I did a course in LA 3 days, and I was miserable. I was depressed, and I was being negative. When things weren't working out, I would say it. I'm like, I never get that. I never get the gig. I don't get the guy. And I wasn't realizing I was broadcasting and putting out negative vibes. Sure. Right? And I just felt miserable. And that's around the same time I looked in the mirror and I did not see a pretty person. Yeah. So I did some work it was like a 3-day thing, but I continued not letting negative people be around me. I would cut off friends in mid-conversation. If you were coming at me with some negativity, just for a little while, I just had to keep it away from me and just work on myself and just getting into a better place. Because I realized I had valued myself based on looks and career and nothing else. Yeah. So when somebody else's opinion of me wasn't great and they didn't hire me for a booking or people weren't telling me I was beautiful, my self-worth was in the toilet, and I'm like, I can't live like this. This is a short-term way to be. Yeah. It does not last.
Crazy.
I was, and I was just like, if I didn't get the gig or if I didn't feel pretty, and I'm like, I can't base my worth on that. It was such a shallow thing. But growing up in what we grew up in, it was teaching us to focus on the outer. As a model, no one ever cared what you thought. Right. No one cared what you had to say. It was shut up and put these clothes on. We don't care if you like it or not. Yeah. You're getting paid to look pretty.
What like habits do you kind of include into your life now to sort of help you, change that mindset, change that like thinking?
I try to be open to other opportunities and open to other areas. Like I had to get out of thinking about myself in a box of being a model, developing other parts of my personality. Trying things, trying to do other experiences that had nothing to do with beauty, you know? And I think that really helps. Talking to all kinds of people, hearing other people's stories. Because I think when you're in your own bubble, your own beauty bubble, that's a very limited thing, you can become shallow. And having different types of friends that are not just in the industry.
Yeah.
That definitely helps. Having a person that, like, in my life that has nothing to do with that industry. And we don't talk about that. I think in LA, everyone talks about themselves, what project they're working on, what they just shot, and their workouts, and their beauty regimens. And it's such a shallow way to live.
Yeah.
And you cannot, if you're surrounded by those types of people, you are going to be just like that.
Yeah.
So have friends that are in politics, have friends that drive trucks, have friends that run daycare companies, charity work. It really, really helped grow as a person.
Yeah.
To kind of
get out of your box. Yeah, get out of your head. I think, again, working in pageantry, and I see girls, and I feel like beauty has evolved so much over the years, from the 90s, supermodels.
Super skinny.
Super skinny.
Now the girls have butts now.
Well, now it's, there's plus size models, there's petite models. We're really embracing, I think, all different shapes and sizes. And you are seeing models that are in, there's that one model, Fadil, she's in her 90s, they're all different ages, and they're kind of, and I really like seeing it, when it comes to like pageants, because people always talking to me about beauty and pageants and stuff, but that's a whole other show. Because pageantry, I always want to make the girl the best version of herself. And that's very different for each girl and what each girl's personal concern is. One girl might care about her body. One girl might be like, I don't like my hair right now. And one girl wants her teeth fixed, just different stuff. But pageantry to me is far more than beauty now than what it used to be. Now it's more about community service and them going out there and really doing different things. It's not just the one night, the one big show.
Right. Because that's not really moving the needle. It's not. It's like I can't feel anything by just watching a girl that's just pretty on the outside. And we did pageants back in the day where someone would win that was a total cunt.
Yes.
Total bitch that you hated her backstage, but she presented well to the public. I could not stand when that would happen. I'm like, but she's not a beautiful person.
Inside.
She's not. And I think people think that people probably like us are just hyper focused on the outside, and we're actually not. I cannot call someone beautiful if the inside's not beautiful. I cannot.
Yeah, I agree.
They're not beautiful to me. They're just cute.
Yeah.
Or pretty.
I feel very comfortable where I'm at right now. I know I'm not my 20-year-old self, but I like who I am. I get a little nervous about, getting into my 70s and stuff, when, there isn't going to be a nip and tuck that's going to save it or anything. But really, I still work on that daily, I still, but I do a lot of visualization. I do a lot of meditation. I listen to a lot of, podcasts and things like that. But I really look up to a lot of the women in our industry that, the Christy Brinkley to me is just holy cow.
Her and Iman. Oh my God. Still look amazing.
Yeah. There's so many women that look like Selma Hayek, Sandra Bullock, Cindy Crawford. So it's I look at those women, I'm like, hey, if they can keep taking care of themselves, and said there's no reason why I can't do it either. And that's how I kind of look at it.
I know we talked about a lot of surface beauty stuff today.
Sure, yeah.
But what does beauty mean to you? And you're a pageant expert. You're Miss USA and you run pageants.
Yeah.
What is beauty? What define beautiful?
For me, it's self-confidence and someone who's comfortable within their own skin and who can take their message, their internal message, whatever that can be. Maybe it's a challenge they're overcoming. Maybe it's, maybe it's a personal struggle, and overcome it and share that message with other women and inspire them to be better versions of themselves. That's beautiful to me.
I'm along the same lines. Lately, what's been getting me crying on social media, I follow a few pages that stumble across people that are struggling in life financially.
Sure. Yeah.
And this guy, there's a few of them, he'll create a fundraiser, and just seeing humility, seeing people that are grateful, seeing people that have overcome, like you said, is so, that to me is, in my older age, this is so beautiful to me. It makes me cry with how beautiful of a moment it is.
Yeah.
So it's not so much about the lips and the fillers and the lashes, although we like that too.
We do like that too.
But I love, now at this age, I love seeing beautiful moments, because we're in a world right now where there's so much darkness and negativity. So when I see humans behaving in a beautiful way, it really touches me and makes me get emotional.
My daughter Alabama and I created a charity called Makeup for Mamas, and what we're doing, we're just launching it. I came up with it like a year ago, but we're just launching it, and we're basically getting makeup kits, and we're donating them to like single moms or moms that aren't going to spend the money on themselves. They're going to give it to their kids, or, maybe they just don't have the money to go buy themselves a nice kit. They're using makeup from like 1985, so we're going to be donating and kind of sending out these makeup kits for moms. Yeah, we're going to allow people to write in, nominate someone that they think deserves a kit, and kind of bring it together.
I love that. Good
because even every woman at the end of the day, right, wants to feel beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
They want to feel like, they matter. Everyone wants to feel like they matter, and
seen.
And seen, yeah. And, every woman, a little lip gloss never hurt anybody. So.
It doesn't. And I think you can care about external beauty.
Yeah.
And that does not make you a shallow person, as long as there's some balance where you also recognize
everything in moderation.
Yeah, beautiful things. Like, again, we talked a lot about fillers and outer beauty, but at the end of the day, you cannot truly be beautiful outside if you don't have some of that on the inside.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I had fun.
Well, I think you're quite beautiful.
I think you're absolutely stunning, Claudia. You are inside and out. We just want to say thank you, everybody who tuned in and listened to us. You can actually follow us on Instagram. We're at the Wicked Awesome Podcast on Instagram.
You got to say it like a Rhode Islander, though.
Wicked Awesome.
Wicked Awesome.
You can go to Wicked Awesome Podcast. Go park the car.
Now, our accent, not so beautiful.
Not so beautiful. That's a whole other podcast.
It really is.
But you can also follow me, Shayna Mogler, on Instagram, at Shayna Mogler on Twitter, and at Shayna Mogler 3 on TikTok.
Please follow her and follow me at Claudia Jordan on everything. And I do respond. And if you get disrespectful, I also respond very disrespectfully right back at you. And it's not beautiful.
Have a beautiful day.
See you next time.
Bye, guys.